Hey, champions!
Hey guys, we've kind of taken you on a tour of GAMA throughout this. Like we haven't filmed in the same location, so with GAMA essentially done, we're just hanging out in the hotel room at this point. Like this is where it all ends. Um, it has been an absolutely phenomenal week. We're going to actually talk a lot more about that. So for those of you, we're going to split this video a little bit into two. We're going to do some announcements that are very kind of based on what we've learned or what we kind of get to say about GAMA and some other really cool news. But also after that, you notice that we got this guy right here. This was on display at our table to give people an opportunity to kind of see the product in action. This is a Jalara second edition second printing box. So we're actually going to crack the first one of these. No, it's not sealed because we wanted to show people the booster packs. But you know, there's the borderless cards, and I'm happy to show if you saw yesterday's announcements that we've got it says second printing on the back. I totally did that upside down. It's actually here. It says second printing. It also has the kind of the rarity, the ratios, and whatnot over on the side. So. Yes, so...
There were just way too many people who were constantly asking, you know, how many packs are in this box? Or what are the odds of getting this, that? We heard, and we put that onto the box.
Yep, so our friend Kyle is actually going to be the one who opens that, so despite both of us being here this whole time, we don't get to end the day opening a pack at all, which is great. It's gonna be Kyle who's opening packs the entire time. But yeah, so that's how this is going to work. So please stick around kind of after these announcements if you want to see a box of second edition get cracked. Naturally, I do things in chapters, so you can always skip to it right now. But yeah, I do that kind of stuff. So anyway, let's start with this question for you. What did you want to get out of GAMA? We'll go more into this as we open the box, but just a quick, what did you want to get out of this?
I think the biggest things is that a lot of the relationships as a company that we've made over the years, a lot of them have happened in the past 2 years, and during that time we couldn't meet each other face to face. So I got to meet some of our biggest Genesis supporters for the first time in person, and just meeting them, seeing their enthusiasm, and seeing how they're excited and they truly believe that Genesis is gonna take off and be amazing. That renewed faith, it was amazing.
Yeah, I'm gonna echo that just a little bit. I want to talk more during the box opening, so y'all have something to listen to. Unless we want to try the ASMR thing randomly, but we all know that Kyle's too loud. Super high energy. They were actually saying he's the highest energy guy at the end of the convention. I don't think anybody understands it. So, but anyway, one of the things that we wanted to get at the desk. Naturally, we're not selling products. That's not what we're trying to do. This is all about getting awareness. This is about kind of getting that first step, getting information. So a lot of acquisition. So we were talking with stores and we're sharing with what we're doing. We're kind of working past kind of some of their questions and even some of their stigmas, but we really just want to get information down, which for us specifically means getting them in Geo. And that leads to announcement number 5. So, Genesis gets to announce in a wonderful announcement of growth that we have cracked the 100 store mark in Geo. So that's been a long thing coming since it's been a very grassroots campaign, myself included being a part of that. But no, we were signing up stores right then and there. We had a solid number of them that were like, let's go. We gave them Learn to Play kits. So hopefully you out there will get to see Learn to Play opportunities for Genesis. And you'll see what we gave them. We loaded them up. It was pretty nuts. But yeah, we're past 100 now. So initial reactions to that. Let's a little excitement there.
It was mind-boggling when I got to 1. And then when we got to 10, it was like, oh my goodness, like this is so much. The idea of going to 100, it's like, I think we got to 100 at the time where we deserve to be at 100. We can do this, and we'll do it right, and it's going to be a phenomenal journey. I think everyone who's on board, we're going to be here to succeed.
Yes, absolutely. And everybody who came in, it wasn't, so just to give you an idea of that number, especially as it comes to GAMA, this isn't just, hey, give us your email and we're going to put it in Geo. That's kind of an unfair way to say that number. We actually, half the time we demoed, we talked to those stores and we said, if you are interested in trying to build your community, please sign up in Geo, and we will give you everything you need to start that. We gave them playmats, we gave them Learn to Play decks. So these aren't stores that were just sort of interested and now on the mailing list. These are stores that that actually told us we like this enough that we want to help build our community. So that's super excited as far as growth for this week. But yeah, I'm thrilled about that. One of the big fun selling points that we had for that was talking about announcement 3. Talk about a little fire that sparked in the community. I'm still super excited about that. I don't care that I said that. It's just whatever. Just mark it down. Super excited, guys. super excited. That's also still a running gag. But yeah, we talked about the $50,000 prize pool and all of those circuits. We announced that we were going to be in Origins. A couple of the stores said, "We'll see you there." A couple even said, "I'm playing," which was really cool. We had a lot of repeat. I'm getting into stuff for the box. I'm going to save that. We'll save that for the box. So the reason that I'm talking about circuits is because of kind of my little 5.5. I tend to do kind of half announcements, and this is one. It's very much a half announcement because I don't want to steal thunder here. So we are announcing that we have a couple other locations locked in. Not gonna say who. That's the thunder I don't want to steal. But we definitely have a few other stores and a few other locations that are saying we are in. It's there. That's as far as I don't know how much further we want to go with that. Yeah. So stick around next week or weeks after. You'll probably see some announcements on that, but this isn't one of those just like we announced one and we're crossing our fingers. No, we have locked in, so be on the lookout for those. But any short final thoughts on the announcement journey before we crack into some second edition?
I want to give a huge shout out to Kyle and Joey for the big takeaway with every store that did a demo, that walked away from the booth. I was fully confident, not only that they learned the game, that they enjoyed the game, but that they'll be able to go back to their LGS, go back to the location, and teach other people. Mm-hmm. The demos were done really well, and the excitement was just stellar. People kept on recognizing us wherever we went. Yes. They were like, "Yes, it's Genesis. We were at your booth. We were talking to you." It was very great.
Yeah, so we'll talk a little bit more about the booth experience as Kyle cracks packs, and we'll kind of share all of our final thoughts on this convention. But if you don't want to stick around for that, I just want to personally thank all of you for the engagement and the comments and kind of the messages and making this a really cool experience for me. This is also not something that I've ever done. I've gone to conventions usually as a player and somebody who's fun, but being able to do these one-a-day announcements and having something really exciting to share. Thank you guys so much for really making that awesome for me. Thank you to Assad for letting me be a part of it and paying for it. That really helps a lot. But big thank you to you for bringing me on board as well and letting me do this. And if there's anything that this week showed, he's actually on to something. The whole reason I'm here is because I created a review that was very, very honest. And I can honestly say stores lit up. But we're going to talk more about that as we open a box of second edition, second printing. So you guys who've been looking out for this, first chance to see it in action. So we're going to flip the camera, and we'll see you in just a sec. All right, guys. So we've got ourselves a box of second edition, second printing. We got Kyle. He's going to be the one who's opening. Assad's on the other side. He's going to be very nervously watching. Because he also hasn't really seen this either. I think you've gone to the manufacturer. You've looked.
I've seen the cards cut, separated, but since being put into the booster packs, I haven't seen them actually in booster packs in a box. So this is gonna be.
Yep. So this is going to be an all new experience for everybody. It's not even just your first time seeing the second edition come out of or second edition second printing come out of a pack. It's Kyle's first time seeing anything come out of a pack of Genesis. So he has absolutely no idea what to expect. So also, just real quick, you might see a little bit of cut on the screen after we open the first pack. We just really want to make sure this is as good of an experience as possible. So I'm going to just kind of check the video afterwards. But before we do that, really quick, what can Kyle expect out of a pack? Do you remember the order?
So the standard pack should go 4 commons, 4 uncommons, starter, 2 rares, and then 4 more commons. So throwing the commons at the front and the back protects everything in the middle of the pack. And then, yeah, it's gonna be cool.
All right. So, like I said, we might do a little, just kind of a quick cut between the first one, just so we can make sure the packs looks really good. We all want to see these as much as you do, so that's what we got. Anyway, Kyle.
I'm gonna dig right in there.
Round one, first pack.
So I gotta say, it is weird for me that this segment didn't start with a "Hey champions."
Oh yeah, we flipped the camera.
I like the packs. They feel good. Okay, so we're looking for, 4 commons, ideally.
That's very nervous.
1.
All right, 4 commons. Some upside down stuff.
Okay.
That's not ideal, but it does happen.
Uncommon.
There's that pillar. Everyone loves their pillars.
3, 4 uncommon.
Okay, so we went into the rares.
Got a rare.
And then there's your starter champion.
Starter champion.
So the champions, flip this over.
Okay.
On one side you get the art, on the other you get the text.
Ooh, I really like that. You can play with the flavor, but you can have the text for the game. I like that. And we're back to commons protecting the back end of our packs, which I really do love as a collector myself. Great.
All right. So hold on. That's the first pack. We're just gonna. I know. Kyle, let's check that out. So, yeah, we're gonna do just a super quick cut just to make sure that looks great. Yeah, you're getting this one anyway. But yeah, literally half a second. And we're back, just like that, movie magic. So that first pack we noticed was a little bit blurry, so we're going to try to open them a little bit lower so that way you can see them. On the plus side, they look great down here, so you can at least see that. But that's all I got. So, Kyle, this is just kind of go at normal at this point.
Ooh, with your permission, I will not hold back.
All right. Naturally, Assad. First pack. Thoughts? Now you've broken past it.
There was, talking about it, it seems like the first set of commons were upside down. That was a little weird. But that's one of those things that, at the end of the day, I'm not super worried about because you're still getting the cards.
Absolutely. That's what matters.
Key, right? And we're making sure that those rares are protected in the center there.
And we're still on track with expected.
Yeah.
I like it.
I'm popping control. Solid. Yeah, I'm liking it. I think
there's the rabbit.
I like it.
That rabbit was actually a pretty huge hit. We were talking about the whole idea of the rabbit, so there were definitely some people who were just like, "Hey, you can make a rabbit meme deck."
Yep.
Which was pretty awesome. So I'm just gonna handle these up. This is a really kind of janky setup we have here, everybody. So, but as he's going, so one of the things that I wanted to chat about as he's kind of looking through packs, and we'll respond as we see things. Austin's gonna be better at this than I am. I can actually not really see what we've got. But as far as the experience at the table itself, I honestly was kind of expecting how neat is that? Cool, another card game. There is a little bit of a stigma in the card game realm right now. It is a very kind of weird place to be.
So that's a token. There's cards that call forth Skeleton Warriors. So on top of Skeleton Warriors being a common card in the game, you can also get additional tokens, and that's more for sealed or draft, stuff like that.
Great to know.
Cool. So yeah, we definitely talked to a couple store owners that the card game stigma is real, just that there's so many out there, and it's just, well, you're just trying to be the next Magic and whatnot. And it was surprising how easy it was to break that stigma when we started talking about how Genesis kind of functions. The second we showed them the grid, all bets were off at that point. They were like, oh, this is really interesting. We're looking at distance and positioning and awareness.
Is that normal Skeleton Warrior? It's just what I was talking about.
There you go. So that really got a lot of them interested. My favorite story is actually a store owner who we asked if, hey, you want to learn a little bit about Genesis? And he looked straight at the banner and looked at customizable card game and said, sure.
There's Bullshot and Angel. Bullshot and Angel.
Do they always come together?
No. They won't always come together, but that is like a stellar pack. Bullshot and Angel. Those
nice.
Good ones.
I've seen so many things I want to make a deck with.
Yeah, so this was Kyle's first time actually playing the game as well. So he's been going straight. Like over the weekend, we definitely got a bunch of reps in for him. But anyway, back on point with talking with the stores. The second we showed them the grid and talked about that tactical element, we showed them how that played out. that guy was just like, oh, this is triggering my love for minis. This is triggering so many things. Not only did he sign up in Geo and take a bunch of stuff with him, he brought his buddy back. This is a guy who looked at customizable card games. What's that?
It's just
Nice.
it's a great card, very pretty artwork.
Nice. No, this is a guy who looked at the words customizable card game, wanted to walk away, listened to us for a couple seconds, and was like, actually, I am completely in. That was the theme of this kind of week. Once they saw the differentiator, once they saw what Genesis is doing that is actually unlike any other card game, they were all in. It was really, really cool. I mean, did you have a chance to kind of chat with people about the game itself? Did you leave that
Not
to us?
on that same level. Most of it I left to you because I believe in the power of learning through doing, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's interesting when you talk about this because when I first started, the stigma was you're not going to be able to beat the top 3.
Mm-hmm.
There's no point in breaking into the space because it's just going to be so hard for you to excel. And then now the stigma is, oh, you're one of many. There are so many TCGs on the market. So we shifted from it's impossible to break in to now there's so many. How can you stand out? And we survived the earlier phase. And now we're pushing into this next step.
I think Kyle just found like new favorite art or something.
It's a new hero that I haven't seen yet.
Or?
So I'm really excited about that champion.
This way
Yeah,
to see green.
No, that was actually something that was really eye-opening across talking about a lot of things regarding GAMA, is that you're absolutely right. The how are you going to beat Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon is not a thing that came up. That was not a conversation that we had at all. We really didn't even have we're just a Magic store and we're kind of not interested.
Yeah.
That didn't happen. It was, there's so many out. We're not really card game people in general. It was really eye-opening.
Formosan Gorilla. I'm going to pause as I see these things. They're pretty interesting to me.
So when you're doing the demos at the tables, you saw that we had the health and aura pad. This is what we used to do for aura before, is you would have 1, 5, 10s, and 20s, and you use those to keep track of your resources. But so few people use them, but they're still good for brand new players getting into the game. It's a good way to kind of track things.
Yeah. So what kind of other things were you kind of talking about? Because so it was Kyle and I that were pretty much manning the desk for most of the time, and we were trying to get people to come to us. We would talk afterwards. Assad was out chatting up a lot of really cool people who were here, which I'll shut up about. But
I don't want to dig too much into that because there's just still very, very early conversations. But there are certain conversations that we've been trying to do for a very long time, get people make certain partnerships, certain relationships, and this was our first opportunity to
Sorry, my jaw dropped. I distracted him there.
we have this as one of our banners actually.
Yeah.
If you guys saw some of the videos, that's.
And so there are a lot of partnerships that we've been trying to talk to these people for a very long time, and through email, phone calls, it's really hard to get them to respond because they just have so much on their plate. But when they're at GAMA, and you can bring them over to a booth, show them the product, show them our history, talk through the entire thing, it really changes their standpoint, like their positioning on things. And then the other thing is, this convention, we kind of in a way rebranded the way we talk about Genesis. You really started digging down on a particular phrase. I
have many tactical CCG, battle tested.
Yeah, the battle tested, like that was the one you had that on the booklet, and every time you're talking to people, it's like, yeah, we want to show that this is not a game that just it's come out of nowhere. It's been there for a while, and there's a reason why it's been such a slow growth.
Yeah, that was actually kind of a big hit for a lot of people. When we mentioned that, it was kind of our 4th anniversary, we immediately followed up with the fact that it was battle tested. The reason that it's kind of been 4 years is we've been working with a small group. The way that I kind of ultimately positioned it is we know we are confident in our game because we spent years working with players and they have told us they are confident. And that got Storage just looking at us and say, understood. Oh, what do we got? What do we got? What happened?
Just wait.
There was only 2 uncommons there. Got rare. I love the idea of the Vorpal Blade too. Ooh, I hit an epic. My first epic ever.
Not just that, but borderless, right?
Yeah. The artwork coming out straight. It doesn't have that black border around it. This one, the artwork's just really dark, so you're not seeing that. But this is how the new epics will look. So I don't know. Have you pulled a regular Subjugation Strike yet?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so once we do, we'll compare them.
Let me flip through and just make sure.
Yeah. Do it here. Do it there. Look at all the spice. What the heck?
I did not see the Subjugation Blade in there, no.
So once we get to that, we'll be able to compare and contrast.
Yeah.
But that looks pretty.
That's
super pretty.
That's gorgeous. So since that came up for somebody who might not have seen a box opening, you mentioned that there's just 2 uncommon. So it's epics are replacing.
Yes. So the idea was, we didn't want to replace the rare. We want you to make sure you're getting the right amount of rares every single box. But now replacing the uncommon, it gives you the opportunity to, getting one less uncommon. It doesn't feel that bad.
Yeah, like when you get something amazing like that, absolutely.
Yeah. Jordan will be happy to know that we fixed the High Dualist, because in the first printing, the artwork was shifted over and his head was completely covered by the grid, and now it's been fixed.
There we go. Yeah, so for everybody else, since we're on that topic a little bit, what were some of the adjustments that you did make in the second printing? Just give kind of a recap, or for people who have maybe not seen this before.
So in the first printing, there were a lot of little typos that we found, and that was purely because the decision to make JLR second edition was a very quick decision, because there was such a demand for the product, but we didn't want to reprint all of Beta, all of Welcome to JLR, and all of Rays. So we ended up creating JLR second edition as a new product that everyone could get into, get all the key components of the game. However, in that rush, we had a bunch of typos, so we fixed those, and then the big change for this was making the epics borderless. A lot of people were feeling that the epics in the original print run weren't as special; they didn't feel as nice. But now, with them being borderless, some of them you're gonna see they're going to pop a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I know. Just seeing like that little trickle of it's not a black border when you open a pack is always super exciting.
Ooh, foil!
Ooh, look at that
foil.
So foil replaces the common, because the foil could be a common.
Sure.
So,
I was gonna say I was kind of concerned there's only 3 commons, but that's a great concern to have.
I love the Draconian pieces. This is one of my favorite. It's just so cute. It's cute and fluffy.
Oh boy. And the cards feel great.
So for those of you also seeing for the first time, the kind of distribution rate is 1 in 17 packs for foils.
So a lot of people will know that the foils from the previous print run curled really badly, and we figured that out. We talked to the manufacturer, we figured out a bunch of solutions, and this time around they are performing a lot better. So I'm happy about that. We're in anticipation now.
Yeah, I'm just looking up the next.
There
we go. Ooh.
Celestial Hegemon.
So epics are 1 in 7 packs as well. So we are hoping to see one more. Wow, that is so pretty, man. I love the border. I love borderless.
A lot of things that we're doing in JLR second edition were just test ideas for what we want to do in the product going forward. So the borderless cards, we didn't know how the cutting would work, how precise everything would be. So that's why a lot of these elements on the cards didn't get pushed to the edges, and they're kind of floating. But now that we've experienced it, we've got to see them in person. We now know how far we can push things, especially when we go into Origins. Or Origins, the epics are going to be, they're going to be so nice.
I'm excited. I'm definitely excited to look for it. So, and feel free to do an excited count, everybody. I don't care. We're opening packs, so it's a cool time. It's also cool. It's also fun to see Kyle. So, I mean, Kyle, you're opening packs for the very first time. For those of you who don't know Kyle, if you didn't see kind of that video, Kyle's actually an LGS owner. He lives not too far from me out in Colorado, but he is also an avid card gamer. He has taken to Genesis kind of pretty hard, actually. He was doing a ton of demos. I don't think he was doing it because they wanted to do it.
I was asking them to play with me. Will you please come in here and play with me?
All right, so give me a little of your experience. You are truly a first taste of Genesis and opening packs. Let's start with this experience. What's this like?
Yeah, so the collector, the person that loves just opening packs and seeing how they go in me, loves the quality on the packaging. You guys had talked about concern for centering or edges, but these cards are all, I don't see flaws in any of them yet. I don't want to speak too early, I guess, on that one, but
There's that regular versus
ah, subjugation strike, okay. Ooh.
Yeah, that's.
Can you feel the difference?
Yeah,
Do you actually feel it?
That's a lot, yeah.
Absolutely. Especially just dropping the text down and getting more of the full art in there is amazing.
So one of the first things, when I opened my first box, I got, I forgot what the epic was, but I looked at the epic and I looked at the rare, and I didn't understand. Like, I know that there was like maybe like a quarter inch of art of difference, but like, is there something different? I don't get it. It was kind of an early criticism that I had, and some people, there's pros, some people who swung that this is awesome, and there are others who like, yeah. But this feels epic.
That's one thing too that I really love for my gamers in the store is that it's mechanically the same thing. You're still getting to chase that really awesome, beautiful card, but the game's not going to be broken by having the rarest card be the most powerful.
Yeah.
It's a really important thing for me.
And something that actually kind of helped me out to respect that was I was actually talking to a couple store owners about that. I had a few that were actually asking about kind of, is it like a mythic rarity and whatnot. It's like we have kind of an epic that is just a really different format of a rare. And that was actually a big benefit to them. That was a big turn on. And they immediately talked, and not necessarily want to talk, this isn't exactly talking negatively about competitors or anything, but they immediately looked at Flesh and Blood, where they said people will open 4 boxes and get 1 legendary, and that just wasn't a great experience for some of their players. So they loved that the kind of awesome things in a box are not necessarily the one in every case. You're not going to get it. Even your foils are not like that's the only card. That's the only time that card exists. They really appreciated that. I did not give that nearly as much credit when I first saw that, but hearing store owners say that's actually amazing, and our players are going to love that.
Yeah.
Totally flipped around.
One of the conversations I had that I really enjoyed was someone seeing the same vision I had, where there are a lot of games out there right now that are tailored towards the people who are buying boxes or buying cases. We still want to make Genesis very approachable by people who are only able to buy 1 or 2 packs a week.
Yeah, that's... And I don't think enough people really think about that as somebody buys boxes. Just so everybody knows also, just because we're trying to avoid as much like crinkle as we're talking. That's why kind of Kyle's moving a pack off to the side.
It's like right under the microphone. I was just thinking that I don't have to blast you with a loud sound of me ripping a pack open.
There's your
there we go.
This is one of the ones we used to get a little bit more criticism on in the old Epic version, because you still had the black border, and then you can see that the text sizes doesn't change a whole lot. A lot of the reminder text is still there, but getting rid of that black border, you definitely have more of a feel for Epic, and especially when it gets sleeved, and then it's like it stands out a little bit more.
I actually kind of like having this in further. It's nice to see the art on the outside of that too, just for me personally, but that's just something that I'm enjoying. The thing that I would think about with the higher rarity being mechanically the same, collectors and players don't have to be battling each other. It's great that the collector gets to be the collector on the side. I have both inside of me, so it's great that the collector gets to be a collector and the player gets to be a player, and they don't have to cannibalize each other. There's no need for that in a really mechanically sound and competitive game, and it's something that I'm really going to latch right onto.
Yeah, I really am hoping that people are going to see that over time. There are other things that I wish we could push towards, but it's finding the balance between keeping the players just as.
Oh, you got me protectors?
So I got 1, so I'm gonna be a creepy hand that comes in. And granted, this isn't a penny sleeve because I can't find one, but I want to see this in a sleeve.
Don't worry, everybody. I have plenty of top loaders, penny sleeves, and team bags.
I don't know if this is doing it.
We'll get one that has like that black,
and rigid gorilla.
There we go. We're gonna grab one of the actual Genesis sleeves.
There we go. Okay, cool. Wanted to be sure. There we go. Here we go. Okay.
I could have used displays a lot today during my demos. Ooh. Thank you very much.
Yeah, there's.
Ooh.
I'm gonna grab the regular rare version.
Yeah.
To show kind of, because of the black borders and you have the black sleeves, it makes the card feel a lot smaller. But then with the epics, it feels like a much larger card.
Yeah, there's more authority. There's just more authority when I put that down.
Yeah.
I'm glad I never have to. never have to see Inferno Pits as a full art, because that is a card that wrecked my day multiple times doing demos. So as call's going, I actually want to take a moment and talk about some of the demos that we did. We had a lot of card gamers that joined us. We actually had a lot of we really kind of pushed the board game, the minis, the D&Ders a little bit. Kyle actually came up with a great phrase, bridging the gap between that a little bit. Again, we really wanted to take the stigma of card games away because that's what we found everywhere, and we were really surprised by that. So we tackled this bridges the gap between kind of card gamers, board gamers, chess players, that really tactical element. And that's what got a lot of people who probably would not have played a card game to give it a shot. And they understood immediately how this played out.
This was also a very different convention. Because it's a trade show, because it's very focused towards the store owners, they understand what this product's trying to solve in their store. Where for a lot of players, it's still they need to experience it more. There's a lot more things that need to happen before they can jump on. But for stores, they see why there's a lot stronger long-term vision for it.
Yeah, we were definitely really surprised by it. It was just, man, it was fun to talk to him. I don't think we had a single conversation where somebody tried Genesis and just walked away in disgust or like, definitely not for me. We definitely didn't have anybody say there's no way this goes. I mean, so as far as what I would consider a conversion rate, which was them walking away with something because they were genuinely interested in trying more, we were easily in the 90%, if not 95 range. I think there may be like 2 or 3 people who actually didn't take anything, but we easily talked to about, 60, 70. It's the box. You got the box.
Yeah.
I had a few people come up and tell me, I love horses. Is there any chance you have a card with a horse on it?
Yep. Move up just a little bit in your...
Oh, I'm sorry.
As you're opening.
Yeah.
Sure. I'm trying to look at them too. It's fun.
So we're down to 2. I definitely did leverage the meme deck a little bit. We talked. Some people really liked the bunny, just the concept of the bunny. So there you go. That's better. That's much better. So as we're getting down to the final pack, I'll give my final thoughts. I'm going to be very candid here. I kind of expected a lot of, neat, cool game. Looking forward to seeing what you do. I was not expecting, oh my gosh, this is actually amazing. I was not expecting such positivity. Ooh.
Got another foil.
Something you're well familiar with at this point.
My favorite one after doing demos all day. I had one girl trying to chase me down, and my walls ended up beating me up, actually. It was quite a mistake.
So many of those. But no, I kind of expected to have to cater that stigma and the people who were like, how is this going to beat my Magic scene? And that is not a thing that actually happened at all. I was blown away at the positive response. I was actually blown away at the number of store owners that were willing to sit down and do a demo. Yeah. There's hundreds of booths in there, and they spent a good half hour with us.
Yeah.
I was blown away by that. The positive reception has me have unbelievable amounts of confidence for where Genesis is going in the future. So many people bought into what we were trying to do as a game. They loved the vision.
See that epic peeking through.
I saw 3 and I started going,
yep. Such fun chase. So yeah, that was.
Necro
looks so pretty.
I don't know if I got a regular one.
Yes, you
did. Okay, yeah.
That's some last pack magic right there.
Yep.
Very
I'm
pretty
gonna
one.
slide these the other way so we can see them side by side.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll do a little recap. But as a player, as a marketer, wow. Genesis came out. I wanted to come out swinging, and we came out swinging even in person to people demoing. It was an unbelievable experience, and I cannot wait to see you guys at Origins. But anyway, Assad, what were your final thoughts of the convention as a whole?
I felt like this was, even as such a small company, such a small product, we had so many big fans come out. Rob from Good Time Games, Jacob from Final Round. They always came to our booth as like, this is a place to just hang out.
Yeah, actually.
They spent so much time there. Just as like, this is my clubhouse.
Yeah. So I'm gonna really jump on that real quick. Kyle and I had a ton of people who came back and visited, said hi after they got stuff from us, after they got our swag. They came back, and we were surprised by that. We had some people come back 6 times. We had people bring back other stores in their local area. That happened at least half a dozen times, including from the person who looked at us and was like, "I don't know, it's a card game." He brought his neighbor.
So
and said, "We're doing this."
That was the best.
So many repeat visitors. That was also really, really encouraging. But anyway, more final thoughts.
Yeah. That was really cool. Like I said earlier, there were particular partners or particular people who I wanted to reach out to, and having those meetings. I'm excited for some of the announcements we're going to be able to do in the next, few weeks, few months. I'm telling people over and over again that this is really the calm before the storm, and I think GAMA has shown that the storm's coming. Things are coming, and this is the time to be excited. This is the time to start practicing and getting those games in.
Get those games in for the circuits.
Yeah, there's a lot of really, really cool things coming.
Yeah,
I've never seen a resurrect bacon. I'm sorry.
I'm super excited. I'm looking forward to it quite a bit. We've gone sort of around the horn, but Kyle, I know we've got a couple first impressions with you, but what are your final thoughts of this experience and Genesis and GAMA, and just how do you want to close this out? You're the final thought of GAMA. No pressure, person who opened the second printing, which is his first packs.
My mind is deep into which decks I'm going to be building right now, but I appreciate the toss-up. It was a ton of fun. I can't believe all of the people and the connections and the energy that was here. And like you said, people that were just like, "Oh, you're Genesis. I was talking to you over here, and I came looking for your booth. I'm so glad I found you."
That happened way more times than I expected.
It was so awesome.
Easily 20 times of I was looking forward to you, or Genesis, "Oh, I know you guys. I'm so glad to see your booth." That was really cool.
I think this was the con where I felt like I was the least memorable person on the team. I had so many people coming up to me and be like, "Yeah, I met with this person, I met with that person, or I saw your wife around." Well, they didn't know it was exactly my wife, but they were like, "Yeah." Everyone, it was very memorable. Like, that's awesome.
Big shout out to the Queen of Squirrels is what we're going to go, because she'd basically take our little pamphlets that we had, and she would go and find store owners and bring them to our table. And you would just see her just looking up at an owner. I was like, I see what you did. She did some real good wrangling.
Yeah, the feeling of euphoria after such a big thing, it is truly exhausting. It was great. I'm glad I got to spend time with you guys.
Yeah, so... I'll close it out with thank you guys so much again for this entire journey. If you stuck this far through the video, you got definitely a nice look at stuff. I apologize if there are any issues with the camera, if you're yelling and like zoom in and make this. I just threw whatever I could fit into a backpack. My mic broke yesterday, so that was awful. That was a miserable experience. So, but I think we made it work.
You should post a behind-the-scenes picture for them so they can see the jank you got. But it worked.
Yeah, I'll do a picture.
You said yesterday. Technically, it's yesterday because this video is coming out
tomorrow.
But
we're all on a plane tomorrow. Yeah. We're all on a plane tomorrow. The last day of GAMA is actually figure out how to ship all of your stuff home and make sure you didn't forget anything, and then get on a plane. But again, thank you guys so much for being
bold shot. I always say that every time.
A lot of people also really like going through the museum of old stuff. That was really cool. But yes, thank you guys. For those of you who are brand new to this experience, as we made so many new friends, welcome to one heck of a wild ride. You have come in at the right time, and we are so excited. I don't care. That's like number 12. I'm not doing a count this time. To see you in the future. So, thank you guys so much. Cheers from GAMA.
Bye.